The human body is often viewed as a standardized machine, operating on predictable parameters. But hidden within our DNA are astonishing variations, ancient evolutionary remnants, and powerful mutations that set certain individuals apart. Statistically, you are already unique, but do you possess a feature so rare that it places you among the 1 in a million club? Today, we explore the rarest biological traits on Earth, starting with the window to the soul. Consider the complexity of vision. Most of us see the world in about 1 million colors, thanks to 3 types of cone cells in our retinas. But a select few, primarily women, possess a genetic quirk called tetrachromacy. They have 4 cone types, allowing them to perceive an estimated 100 million colors. They see nuances, shades, and vibrancy that the average person simply cannot register. If you've ever noticed colors in a sunset that others miss, you might be one of the rarest super. On the topic of eyes, there is also heterochromia, a striking condition where an individual has 2 different colored eyes, or multiple colors within a single iris, caused by uneven melanin distribution. This mesmerizing trait is held by less than 1% of the global population. Even rarer still are the eye colors themselves. Gray eyes are less common than blue, held by only 3% of the world, while green eyes are the outright rarest, possessed by just 2%. Moving to the ears, we find whispers of our primate ancestry. Look closely at the upper inner curve of your ear. Do you see a small, thickened bump? This is Darwin's tubercle, an evolutionary remnant that some scientists suggest indicates a greater sensitivity to specific sound frequencies. Another fascinating, and perhaps stranger, auditory feature is the preauricular pit, a tiny, almost inconspicuous hole located near the front of the ear. Found in less than 5% of the population, some evolutionary biologists theorize this pit is a vestigial remnant of our aquatic past, potentially related to ancestral gills. While most of us use our ears to listen, only a tiny fraction of people can actually make them roar. This involves the tensor tympani muscle. A few individuals can voluntarily contract this muscle, creating a low, rumbling sound inside their head. They essentially generate an internal white noise to drown out sounds like their own chewing. Another muscular oddity is the ability to voluntarily shiver or induce goosebumps, known as This is usually an involuntary response to cold or emotion, but less than 1% of people can trigger it consciously. Now let's examine our limbs. Hold your arms straight, palm up, and touch your thumb to your pinky finger. If a tendon pops up dramatically in your wrist, you possess the Palmaris Longus muscle. This muscle was crucial for our tree-climbing ancestors, but in modern humans, it is largely unnecessary. Remarkably, about 14% of people are born without it on one or both arms, a true sign of ongoing human evolution. On the feet, we have Morton's toe, where the second toe is longer than the big toe. This feature is seen in about 22% of people and is considered a relatively common variation, yet often a distinguishing physical mark. Perhaps the rarest limb-related trait is true ambidexterity, the ability to use both hands with equal skill. While about 10% of the population is left-handed, only 1% are truly ambidextrous. Some of the most life-altering rarities are coded directly into our genetics. Consider the Rh blood type, sensationally dubbed gold blood. This is the rarest blood type in the world, lacking all Rh antigens. It is universally compatible for anyone needing blood within the rare Rh groups, making it invaluable. However, its scarcity is terrifying for the owner. Only around 40 people in the world have been documented to possess it, making receiving a donation nearly impossible. Another genetic lottery winner possesses the deck to short sleep gene. While most adults need 7 to 9 hours of sleep, those with this mutation can feel completely rested and energized after only 4 to 6 hours. This rare, powerful trait, found in only 1 to 3% of the population, effectively gives them an extra month of wakefulness every year. Then there is the almost fictional LRP5 mutation, which results in superdense bones, making them virtually impossible to fracture. These individuals rarely suffer breaks, possessing bone density up to 8 times greater than average. Finally, we look at surprising, yet common, reflexes and abilities. Approximately 25% of the population they have significantly more taste buds on their tongue, making them hypersensitive to flavors, particularly bitterness found in coffee or certain vegetables. On the other end of the reflex spectrum is the photic sneeze reflex, where a sudden exposure to bright light like walking out into the sun triggers an involuntary sneeze. This affects between 80 and 35% of people, and for the truly bizarre, only 1% of people can voluntarily control leaking the ability to spray saliva from the sublingual glands under the tongue. These rare features remind us that human evolution is not finished. They show that normal is merely an average, and that the outliers often possess the most fascinating biological gifts or evolutionary echoes. If you possess any of these traits, you are statistically one of the few. A biological marvel in a sea of 7 billion.